South Africa-Nigeria Binational Commission set to begin as President Tinubu departs France for Cape Town. Experts seek backward integration of benefits from Nigeria-France bilateral relations. Fire raises Lugbe market in Abuja. This is the news at 3 on Nta News 24. We are live in Abuja. I am Stella Inameti. Thanks for joining us. Now the news in full. The 11th session of the Nigeria-South Africa Binational Commission is set to begin tomorrow, Tuesday, December 3. President Bola Tinubu is slated to join South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa in Cape Town, South Africa, to co-chair the meeting. It will be preceded by a ministerial meeting on December 2, 2024 at the South African Parliament building in Cape Town. President Tinubu and President Ramaphosa will engage in substantive talks on a wide range of issues of mutual interest, including bilateral, regional and international matters. Building on the commitments from their June 20, 2024 meeting in Johannesburg, shortly after President Ramaphosa's inauguration for a second term in office. The two leaders will review the progress achieved since the 10th session of the BNC held in Abuja from November 29 to December 1, 2021. The 11th session of the Nigeria-South Africa Binational Commission will feature deliberations across 8 working groups, each focusing on a specific area of mutual interest. These include political consultations, consular and migration, banking and finance, defense and security, manufacturing, social sector, mines and energy, as well as trade and investments. A statement by the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, indicates that at the high-level meeting, officials of both countries will sign several memoranda of understanding and agreements. The Nigeria-South Africa Binational Commission was established in 1999 to further strengthen the ties of friendship and cooperation between the two nations. As the 11th session of the Nigeria-South Africa Binational Commission begins on Tuesday, Ben Shemang, former Director News at Voice of Nigeria, VON, joined us to speak on Nigeria-South Africa relations.
Balance of trade. Which country imports more from the other? But all the same, you see that South Africa, MTN virtually is South Africa, DSTV is South Africa. You also have some banks that are of South African origin here in Nigeria. In similar manner, you have South Africa importing crude oil from Nigeria. They are doing like the same way with cocoa and many others. The request has always been a kind of a tripod, that Nigeria is there, South Africa is there, and Egypt is there. If we have 3 slots for Africa, I mean, the world will not collapse because Africa is there. But again, Nigeria takes the lead because we're talking of, if you look at the history in terms of ensuring that there is world peace, global responsibility, Nigeria has always been there. Is it the Congo War? Is it the Burma War? Just name it. Is it Bosnia-Herzegovina? Is it Liberia? Is it Sierra Leone? Is it Chad? Nigeria has always been there. If government can also ensure that much money is sent, pumped to these areas, they create these things, they manufacture some of these things, AK-47 or any other assault rifle that could be used in terms of fighting against insurgency. These two presidents meet. They are meeting on equal footing. And that's why they are co-chairs, the two of them. None is a chair over the other. They are co-chairs people of equal minds, people of equal status. Therefore, we expect that most like IBTC, Stanbic Bank, these are South Africans. We expect to see that more investors will come in.
The need for backward integration of benefits accruing from the deepening of bilateral relations with France, guests on Good Morning Nigeria say must be prioritized to impact on Nigerians across the value chains. They were emphatic that though it is laudable that various memorandum of understanding have been signed, implementation must be holistic. Lydia Sampson reports.
Both Nigeria and France stand to gain from the recent state visit by President Bola Tinubu. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria say is not in doubt. They, however, wants Nigerians to also robustly engage with neighboring African francophone countries whose relationship with France at the moment is not very cordial.
These things are welcomed, right? They are good development, but of course it will not be okay if they are just optics, things that just happened without us being mindful of implementation.
Strongly believe that this visit is strategic, and it is my hope that the deals that have been signed, especially the infrastructural development deal.
For government representatives on the delegation to France who witnessed proceedings firsthand, it is a genuine win-win interaction premised on friendship.
So it was so clear that that visit was important to President Macron, as it was also important to President Tinubu. So from there they went to sign an agreement. The agreement in the areas of addressing insecurity, ensuring education for all, and in order to further investment in agri.
They are optimistic of more positive results from the Francophone Nigeria business engagements, with frontline investors sealing business agreements. With France being a renowned economy in Europe and Nigeria a leading country in Africa, the guests agree collaborations must be followed by total commitment to harness benefits. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, Nta News.
In another development, Trademore Estate Market, popularly known as Vegetable Market in Lugbe, Abuja, went up in flames at the early hours of Monday morning. No life was lost in the inferno, but millions of goods stuck up for festive season sales were completely burnt. Experts are insisting on the need to leverage the 2024 Zuma Film Festival to tell Nigeria's story by showcasing Nigeria. This is because they describe the festival as the center of creativity in Africa. Lydia Sampson reports that the theme of the festival, which focuses on embracing digital renaissance as the future, captures the vibrant and transformative spirit offered by the digital age and how young creatures can leverage technology to shape the future.
The theme, Digital Renaissance, Embracing the Future, Guest on Good Morning Nigeria says captures the vibrant and transformative spirit offered by the digital age and how young creators can leverage technology to shape the future.
It's a platform that provides for, the teaming creatives, to come on board, key in, display what they have, and in turn, that platforms is targeted at making Nigeria become the center of creativity in Africa.
The whole idea is to, within these 4 days, expose them to new things, new tech, and that's why Canon is coming in. They're bringing equipment, new equipment, showing them, and within these 4 days, they will shoot films, and that's from script to screen. They will write the script, they'll do, and so in that process, we're beginning to identify people that are good at what they do.
What we've been trying to do, or what we've been doing, is to deploy our informational tools through the traditional media, direct mailing, and then of course through the broadcast medium. And we've engaged with industry platforms, because there are selected platforms for actors, guilds, and all of that.
The Zuma Film Festival remains a key platform for fusion of global talents, new discoveries, and emerging talents interfacing for knowledge sharing, seeking funding, and deepening global acceptance of Nigeria's film industry. The film festival also equips participants with latest trends in the film industry. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, Nta News.
The Middle Belt Youth Forum says politics should be used to solve political crises rather than division. This was part of resolutions at the forum stakeholders' engagement in Abuja. Former presidential candidate Dr. John Dara, among other speakers, believe that time has come for the Middle Belt, otherwise known as North Central Zone of the country, to be the pace-setter of Nigeria's political landscape.
Rise up to the challenge, because at a point in the history of the Middle Belt, the emancipator or the fighters of the Middle Belt went cold to a point that people don't even hear about the Middle Belt. But now the crop of young men that are coming up felt, okay, they need to know. Now, by the knowledge and the experience they have now, we believe the struggle for the Middle Belt will start. Now, the struggle for the Middle Belt is not about the Middle Belt nation. It's about the unity of Nigeria.
The time has come for us to be the pace setter in the polity of Nigeria. And that's why our young people need to understand where we are coming from 1951 to date.
Unanimously agreed that the teeming youth population has a responsibility to drive the desire of the zone to become key drivers of the country's affairs in all spheres of human endeavors by uniting as a formidable force. This is the news desk at 3 on Nta News 24. More news ahead. Thanks for staying with us. As part of the Bureau of Public Service Reform's statutory mandate to research and the implementation of reform efforts across the public sector, the progress on the National Anti-Corruption Strategy remains a crucial area of interest owing to its social-economic importance in governance and the need to strengthen institutions, promote transparency and accountability. Director General Bureau of Public Service Reforms, Dasuki Arabi, stated this at a validation workshop on the impact assessment of the National Anti-Corruption Strategy on governance and transparency. Hamad Jabani reports.
The review by key stakeholders aim at praising the study on the implementation of the effectiveness of the National Anti-Corruption Strategy in addressing corruption, promoting transparency, and identifying gaps, challenges, and opportunities for improvement. The Director General, Bureau of Public Service Reforms, who was represented, said in an attempt to examine the impacts on the implementation of the policy in Nigeria, the Bureau, working with a private consultant, embarked on a research survey to, among others, involve with various policies and programs aimed at mainstreaming anti-corruption principles in governance and service delivery.
It is pertinent to state that the signing of the National Anti-Corruption by Nigeria signal the comprehensive efforts by the federal government's commitment to strengthen institutions, enhance transparency, and promote accountability.
The question is, what do we do with them?
Findings have shown that while some progress was made in implementing the planned activity, there are significant portions that could have been satisfactorily implemented.
The hopes is that the lessons learned from this, in terms of what has worked and what has not worked so well, would help to then strengthen the implementation and impact of the next strategy, which is presently on.
We view this process as an opportunity to affirm the principles of inclusivity, accountability, and evidence-based decision-making.
We'll be excited if the motive of this review is to make sure that in truth and in practice that the war against corruption is being achieved.
As the foremost professional body for legal practitioners, the NBA remains committed to upholding the rule of law and fostering a culture of integrity and justice.
The review recommended 5 pillars for action that include prevention, public engagement, ethical reorientation, reinforcement and sanction, as well as recovery and management of proceeds of crime. Haman Jabani, NTA News.
In recognition of their service and dedication in the house of God, the pastor in charge of Redeemed Christian Church of God, Galadimawa area of Abuja, has presented gifts and awards to church workers at the parish. Thomas Ogbetere reports that the last program of this nature was 2 years ago.
Oh, 'cause you are the reason why I lift my head, why I lift my voice.
The Workers' Appreciation and Award Dinner started with songs of praise, dancing, and worship to the Almighty God. In a short message by the pastor in charge, Pastor Steve Odesomi, Christians and Nigerians were admonished to be faithful and diligent to God and humanity.
What we're going to give you tonight, the certificate, the reward, whatsoever you're going to get tonight is not important. What is important is that if your eyes are closed in death tonight, if the trumpet should sound tonight, what you have done, the pastor is acknowledging you, is heaven acknowledging you.
Evelyn Jewel Ashade won the Best Workers Award in her department, while her husband also won Best Workers Award in a different department. To Evelyn and her husband, they were only doing God's work to the best of their ability, not knowing that the church's authority was watching their efforts.
Do something for God. As man is recognizing you, God in heaven also will do so.
Other members of the church say, although the ultimate reward comes from the Almighty God, however, this type of gesture from the pastor will spur them to do more in the house of God.
So we brought them here today to say thank you, we appreciate you. We know the ultimate thank you comes from the Almighty God.
But it is also still good for you to have human commendation that we see what you are doing.
And so it's a time for us to come together as one and fellowship with one another, appreciate what God has done in our midst.
The choir is filled. Even if you can sing, we are still going to send you to another department where your service is needed, because we expect that you should serve anywhere you find yourself.
Apart from award for the best in each of the 10 departments in the church, each worker was made to go home with a certificate of honor and a gift pack. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 3 on Nta News 24. Another look at our major stories. South Africa-Nigeria Binational Commission set to begin as President Tinubu departs France for Cape Town. Experts seek backward integration of benefits from Nigeria-France bilateral relations. Fire raises Lugbe market in Abuja. Welcome back. At a time of high cost of living and when food prices are skyrocketing, a green revolution may just be the answer. Speaking as guest speaker at the ordination of priests and the 35th anniversary Thanksgiving of the Anglican Diocese of Abuja, Most Reverend Joseph Akinfenwa commended First Lady Oluremi Tinubu's grassroots initiative, Every Home a Garden. He emphasized its potential to combat food inflation.
Like the First Lady did, throwing in a competition, a challenge to all the women to bring about a garden, a farm. I mean, ask every head of family to do the same. And then, when this food is so much everywhere, the prices will come down. Then you government take a second look at our Naira value. Can we do something about it?
The event was not just about sermons and social advocacy. It marked a spiritual milestone for 14 deacons and 2 priests ordained by Primate of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Henry Ndukaba. The Primate also serves as the Bishop of Abuja Diocese. Gloriousness and wonders that revolve the birth of Jesus Christ and its essence on humanity resonated in songs, messages, and other colorful activities as the major national broadcasting houses in Nigeria, the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, and the Voice of Nigeria, VON, co-organized another annual service of 9 lessons and carols at the National Christian Center, Abuja. Oluseye Adiagbo reports that this year's edition has the theme, Jesus, Our Victory.
The 2024 FRCN, NTA, and VON service of 9 lessons and carols is the 28th in the series, which signals the beginning of the Yuletide. The service takes the congregation through 9 passages from the Old and New Testaments of the Bible, with the 8th reading taken by the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, which highlights the birth of Jesus Christ and its significance.
And when they saw the star, they rejoiced with the exceeding great joy.
All the lessons of the evening tell the story of the fall of humanity and the promise of the Messiah with songs presentations. Messages from the clergy, the wife of Nigeria's President Oluremi Tinubu, including the Minister of Information, enjoin Nigerians, especially Christians, to take the lessons of the season at heart by promoting the nation's unity and stability.
So Jesus is our victory over sin, victory over self, victory over death, victory over Satan, but he's also victory over burdens.
I implore you all to let us imbibe the spirit of Christmas, which is of love, of joy, of fellowship, and harmony with one another.
Let us intensify our efforts to build a Nigeria where everyone is valued and respected, regardless of their faith or background.
Finally, let me use the opportunity to appreciate the NTA, FRCN, and VON for putting together this year in, year out. And honestly, it is an example to other organizations. We have to continue to remind ourselves of the importance of working together.
All the ministrations elucidated that Nigeria must be in peace and harmony. In Abuja, Oluseye Adiagbo, Nta News.
In sports, Ikorodu City trashed Aqua United in Nigeria Premier Football League Matchday 15 tie and moved to third position on the MPFL table. Let's join our sports desk for details of this and more.
Ikorodu City moved to third position on the Nigeria Premier Football League MPFL table following a 4-1 comprehensive win over Aqua United. Osin Oyedekun gave Ikorodu City the lead after 3 minutes. The visitors fought back with Chidioke Alakwe equalizing 9 minutes after the break.
Back into the 18-yard area. Salah on the top!
Emmanuel Solomon, Ayomide Olatunji and Ayomide Cole scored the other goals for Nuruddin Awororo's side. In Port Harcourt, Rivers United claimed a 1-0 win over Kano Pillars. Anikeme Okon's 31-minute strike separated both teams on the 9th. Rivers United claimed top spot on the MPFL log following the win, as Remo Stars relinquished the possession after going down to a 2-1 defeat against Niger Tornadoes in Milan. Meanwhile, British Nigerian heavyweight Anthony Joshua has backed Olisandra Usyk to defeat Tyson Fury once again when the pair met for a rematch in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on December 21. Joshua, who lost to Usyk twice in 2021 and 2022, believes Fury lacks the tools to overcome the Ukrainian skills and discipline in their highly anticipated clash.
And that concludes the News at 3 on Nta News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Stella Inameti.